Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing great. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make the best oha or ora soup. This soup is an Igbo traditional soup. This right here is one of my favorite soups, so easy to put together, and you can pair the soup with any swallow of your choice. Without wasting much of your time, let me introduce you to the ingredients and let's get cooking. For my protein of choice, I'll be using goat meat, cow tripe, dry fish, and stock fish. Please feel free to use any protein of your choice. For this recipe, I'll be using fresh palm nut fruit, but however, the canned palm nut cream works as well. Next with me here is some fresh oha or ora leaves. The chairman of the occasion, or the isi afurukwabo. So if you know, then you know. Next here I've got some fresh UZIZA leaves. For the rest of the ingredients, I've got some blended ACHI, and I'll be using ACHI as my thickener for the soup, but however, boiled, pounded or blended cocoyam works as well. You can also use cocoyam powder or oatmeal flour. Next, we have some blended crayfish, scotch bonnet peppers, red or purple onion, ground pepper, OGIRI. Oh my goodness, guys, like no oha or ora soup is complete without OGIRI. Yeah. So next we have some seasoning powder and salt to taste. Okay, lovelies, let's get cooking. To get started with this recipe, I'm going to begin by chopping the onion, and I'll be using this to steam or to cook the proteins. I want to say a big thank you to my old and new subscribers. You all are so amazing. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you. And once that is done, in a clean pot, I'll go ahead and introduce the goat meat and tripe. Feel free to use any protein of your choice. Next, I'll go in with the chopped onion. I'll be seasoning with some seasoning powder, some salt to taste, and I'll also add some ground pepper, which is totally optional. And once this step is completed, we're going to go ahead and mix this very well, then allow to cook on a medium to low heat for at least 15 minutes. We're not going to be adding water at this point, so we're just going to allow the meat to cook in its own juice and get very tasty before we add water. Next, I'm going to add enough water to cover the palm nut fruit and cook till it is soft, and this step should take about 15 minutes thereabouts. So back to the proteins. These have been cooking for about 15 minutes now, so at this point I'll go ahead and add enough water to cook the meat till soft. Once that is done, I'll be adding in my washed stock fish, stir, cover, and allow to continue cooking. The next step will be cleaning or washing the fish. So to that, I'll go ahead and add a bit of salt and hot water, then allow to soak for just 2 minutes before washing. And here is the fish, nicely deboned and skinned. So here is our palm nut fruit. It is soft and fully cooked. This step took about 15 minutes thereabout, And now I'm going to be going in with my clean hands to extract the palm nut fruit. You can also pound using a mortar and pestle, or you can also use a food processor using the pause button. Please, if you're going to be doing this with your hands, be sure to allow the palm nut fruit to cool down to a comfortable temperature. At this point, I added some warm water, and this will help me extract the cream or separate the cream from the chaff and the nuts. And please make sure the water you're adding is not too hot to avoid burning your hands. And once that step is completed, you're going to begin squeezing out the pulp or the chaff from the cream. You're also going to get out all the nuts until you are left with just the cream. And once that is done, we're going to pass that through a strainer to get rid of any particles. I rinse the pulp and nut again just to make sure I get the most out of this palm nut fruits. And in total, I think I got about 4 cups. Next, we're going to go ahead and shred our oha leaves. So first, we're going to pick or pluck them out from the stalk. Oha leaves are very, very tender, and you can see how easily they come out from the stalk. And while you're at that, please, if you find anyone that is very, very hard, be sure to take them out. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and grab about 8 to 12 oha leaves and tear them apart or shred them using my fingertips. Please do not shred your oha leaves. I beg you in the name of God, do not shred your oha leaves with knife. Otherwise, they will go bitter in the soup and they will even turn dark before even entering the soup. So go ahead and shred your oha leaves using your fingertips just as shown here. Alright, so moving over to the next vegetable, we're also going to be doing the same thing with our UZIZA leaves. We're going to pick or pluck them out from the stem or stalk. And for UZIZA leaves, you don't have any problem shredding the UZIZA leaves with knife. So go ahead and pick or pluck them out from the stem or stalk. Once you're done, you're going to give them a very good wash, then shred with knife. And here I have the UZIZA leaves. I'm going to give it a good rinse before shredding. For the oha leaves, I'm going to transfer that as well into a bowl. I'll give it a good rinse as well and then set it aside for later use. At this point, the meat is soft but not overcooked. So next we're going to go ahead and add our deboned and deskinned dried fish. Next, we will add the blended crayfish. I chopped my pepper, but you can go ahead and blend yours if you prefer. And I also dissolved my OGIRI with a bit of water, so I'll go ahead and add that in. And next, I'll gently decant the palm nut cream into the pot. You want to be careful when you are doing this, just in case there are any particles settled at the bottom, so you don't end up, pouring everything inside the pot of soup. So once that step is completed, I will give it a quick stir, then allow to cook on a medium heat for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, and now it is time to add our achi. Like I said earlier while I was introducing the ingredients, I'm using achi as my thickener for the soup, but however, you can also use pounded cocoyam, cocoyam flour, or oatmeal flour. So next I'll go ahead and stir just to check on the consistency of the soup, because I don't want the oha or ora soup to be too thick. So achi is just similar as cocoyam. As the soup gets cold, the thicker the soup will become. So you want to be really careful when you're adding the achi or cocoyam. You don't want to add too much, otherwise the soup will be very thick. So for this quantity of soup, I would say I have used about 1/4 cup of blended achi. If you're using cocoyam, you can use about 3 to 4 medium size. That will be perfect. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead, give this a good stir, cover and allow to continue cooking on a medium heat for about 8 or 10 minutes. Be sure to taste for seasoning and adjust if needed.
Guys, ofa itana sukwa poto. Oh my goodness, just take a look at the beautiful color of the soup and the perfect consistency. Like, this is one thing I love about using palm nut cream to make ora or bitter leaf soup. With palm oil, you get to see a lot of oil floating on top of the soup. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our UZIZA leaves and ora leaf. Allow to simmer for just 1 minute and our ora soup would be ready. So go ahead and give it a good stir and allow to simmer for about a minute, or once it boils again, turn off the cooker because your ora soup is as good as ready. I beg, do not overcook this ora, okay? And you can pair the soup with any swallow of your choice. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, be sure to click the like button, subscribe if you are not yet already, and please turn on your notification post, and feel free to share this video with your family and friends. Thank you all so much for watching. Until I see you next time with something delicious, remain blessed and bye for now.